Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to render a floor plan in Photoshop. This can be for interior design, architects, or anything of the like. So basically I'm going to show you the basic constructs of how to render in Photoshop. Photoshop is all layers. Like as you can see here, we're on layer 1, which is this image, your floor plan. And once you understand the basic constructs of layers, you can pretty much render anything. So first, I'm going to activate the magic wand tool here, okay? And you can press W on your keyboard to activate that shortcut. So I'm going to select all the things that I want to be either the same color or the same pattern. As you can see, this is a guest bedroom. And I'm holding shift. Once you hold shift, you'll see that plus sign come up and you'll know you're activating the multi-select wand tool. So I'm going to select all the things that I want to be the same pattern or texture. So I want these two nightstands, this tall wardrobe unit, this desk, and this chest of drawers to be the same pattern. So I'm going to go here to this semi-filled circle, and I'm going to go to pattern. I already have some saved, and I'm just going to find a wooden pattern like this, and I'm going to change. So when you click a pattern, you can change the scale. So if you want it to be like, big or whatever, but this is pretty far out, so I'm going to click a small one like this. I'm going to click OK. As you can see, that's on a new layer. If you click this eyeball here, it'll hide that layer. So let's say I want to try out a different wood, but I don't want to delete this layer. I'm going to just hide it, go back to the base layer, which is the image, select these again, hold the shift, go back to this semi-filled circle, and let's say I want to try a different color. Yellow. Boom. Okay, let me compare the two. Boom, I'm hitting this eyeball and I'm just watching, it compare. So yeah, that's how you can hide layers and compare different things. So boom, I'm gonna name this layer. You can name it dressers, chairs, whatever you're putting that layer, pattern layer on. So now I'm gonna go back to layer 1 because I'm gonna select something new. I'm gonna make this chair black, but I don't want to make it all black. I wanted to have some contrast. So the back of the chair and the arms. Oh, by the way, if you accidentally select something, like say I accidentally select that, but I don't want to, I'm on a MacBook, and if you just press Command Z, it'll basically undo that. So boom, I'm going to select the back of the chair. And if you want a more precise wand tool, press the cap lock button, and as you can see, it's going to change it to a bullseye dot in the middle. So I'm going to hold the shift key, selecting the arms and the back of the chair, going to this semi-filled circle and selecting color. And I want this to be pretty much black. And as you can see, it's made that a new layer. It's a color fill. Now I'm going to go back to the base layer, select the seat of the chair, and for pattern, or no, I meant to do color. For color, I'm going to do just something a hair lighter than that black, just to show some depth and contrast. Now, since these are two different colors, but they're on the same item, which is this chair, I'm going to name this layer chair. Of course, you can name whatever you want, but I want to merge these two together because they're on the same item. So I'm going to select the chair layer. I'm going to hold shift, select that light gray color for the chair seat, right click and click merge layers, and now those two are on the same layer. Now if you don't have your pattern in, all you do is go to file, open that image of that wood, that textile, whatever pattern you're trying to make. Once you open it, click edit and click define pattern. Then it will prompt you to name your pattern, so you can name it houndstooth pattern, whatever it is, and press save or enter. And once you click this semicircle and go to pattern again, your pattern will be here at the bottom, or it might be at the top. Different settings for different computers. Now Photoshop does come with some preset patterns like trees, grass, and water. I've only used these for pools, and I've only used grass for backyards, front yards, whatever. So that is how you make your own pattern. Now this TV on the wall, I'm going to make that black. So once again, go to your base layer, I'm going to hit the caps lock for more precision. And then I'm going to go to solid color, and I'm going to go black. And I'm going to name this TV. Okay, once again, going back to that first layer. Now I'm going to work on this chair. So I'm going to select everything that's in the seat area. And I'm going to do this pattern that I already have. This one right here. Now, as you can see, that scale, hold on, I'm going to zoom out. As you can see, that scale was way too large. So I'm just going to dial this down to a scale that's more realistic. So I'm at 23. And I'm going to name this corner chair. And my abbreviation for chair is just CH. And now I'm going to go in and highlight these other things. But I'm going to just make it a solid color. Now, if you want to color match, just move your mouse over and you'll see the Doppler appear. And you can just color match like that. And I'm going to name this corner chair back. Alright, so now I'm going to do the floor. And when you have separate floors or different types of floors in a floor plan, this is just one room, but had this been a whole house and the floor on this side was different than the floor on this side, make sure you have a line right here when you're importing your plan from AutoCAD or Revit. However, if you don't, you can just select the brush tool, and I like to go to the pencil, and that's B on your keyboard for short. So go to the pencil tool and literally draw a line, and if you hold shift, it'll make you have a straight line and you can't come out of it, which I love. But since it's just one room, you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, make sure there's a line right here. So then I'm gonna go to pattern, and I'm gonna choose, oh yes, make sure you choose the flooring that's inside that door swing as well. I've seen that happen for so many people during presentations. And so I'm just going to choose this basic wood here. And of course, dial the scale back. That is way too large. Okay, and I'm naming this floor, FLR for abbreviations. And so now, one thing I want to point out, a lot of people miss, when you have stuff like this, as you can see, the hardware, there's a hole in it for your finger so you can pull it. You want to make sure you get that when you were doing the floor. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to press Command Z, which is undo, or you can press edit and it'll say undo here. And I'm going to hold shift and select that inside of those handrails or that hardware. You don't want to forget stuff like that. Little details like that can really make or break your presentation. So now I'm going to go back and do this wood floor. And you can also change the angle by just turning this right here. Okay. Alright, so now for the bed, you can select this, and make this a color field and make it, white. However, for more realism, this is what I suggest you do. Go online, and I'm going to show you. Go online and type top view of bed. Okay, find an image you like that matches the bed. If it's a twin bed, choose something like this. If it's a queen or king. If you want it real detailed, choose something with the cover on it, that with color. Okay, screenshot it. Go into Photoshop, remove the background. And I already have one saved, but I'll go ahead and do an example for you here. You can go in Photoshop. Personally, my favorite tool to use is this website called PickWish. That's what I like to use. I'm going to see, because sometimes Photoshop doesn't detect all the background and get it out really good, but PickWish is AI, so it just does it automatically. It's so good. I'm going to actually show you it. You can do it in Photoshop. I'll do both. I'll see if Photoshop will detect it, honestly, if they don't. Select the wand tool and see what I mean. Like, Photoshop is detecting all of this. Now what you can also do is click E on your keyboard for the erase tool, and you can just erase an outline of it, and Photoshop will, you know, use that outline. See how it now it's not touching the covers? You can do that. That's too much work. When you don't have a lot of time, you don't have time for Photoshop to be playing with you. So go to this website, PicWish, sign up, make an account. It's free. Remove background. That's what you do. Upload the image. Look at this. Now they did get this middle part here, which doesn't happen very often, but it's super quick to fix. Just click Edit More, click Refine, and switch to Keep Mode, and literally just fill this back in. And now you got your bed. You can save it and download it. Free image, logo free. Now open that image back up in Photoshop. Let me show you how to save this image to your cloud Photoshop document so that you won't have to go searching for one every single time. Literally just open it, click Save As, change it to Photoshop, save to cloud documents, and it'll ask you to name it. Bed, cover, whatever. So now in the future, you can reuse this. Now I'm going to just use the basic white one that I already have saved. So I'm going to click File, Place Embedded. And I'm going to find this bed cover that I've done a long time ago. It's really convenient and basic. Now, the reason why it's showing before under this floor is because it's under the floor layer. So literally just move it above and you'll be able to fix that. So go ahead and align that with the bed. If you hold the shift key, I'm on a MacBook, you can do it, you can change the size unconstrained. If you don't hold the shift key, it'll keep the measurements constrained. So I'm gonna unconstrain it because I need to have it fit this bed. And literally, this looks much better than just coloring it. So you just press enter and there it's saved. This is just much better than just coloring a bed white. So now I'm gonna show you how to do a kind of glass effects in case you have like a glass coffee table or something. So go back to the base layer, select this, make it the same pattern as the floor. Okay, name it table, TBL. Then make a new layer with this square with the plus in the middle. Glass, name it whatever. Click the wand tool. Well, no. Then click the wand tool again. Then go to solid color. Change it to white. Rename the layer glass or whatever. Move it above the table layer. Change the opacity here to whatever, you know, something faint to make it look like glass, you know, foggy glass, whatever. So I'll do like 30, okay? And there you have kind of that glass table effect. So now the last realism type thing that I want to show you is how to add shadow. So go to the very top. You can either go to the top or you can stay under. If you're kind of a messy drawer, you might want to stay under. So let's do under. And you want to be above the floor. However, you want to be under the bed and the chair and all that. It depends on where you're putting the shadow. So the shadow for the chair will go above it, but the shadow for the bed will go under. So let's just do both. So once again, we're going to be above the floor. Create a new layer. You can name it shadows. Okay. Press the B on your keyboard. Right click on the pencil tool and go to brush. Right click and change your brush size to whatever you want. I want it to be a little bigger. Okay. Select this color right here and color match it to your floor. Then go down a few shades darker. Then change the opacity to something like 50 or 30. Then you want to go like this. I think this is a little too dark, so I'm going to change it. Dial it down to maybe 40. And what this does is it adds shadow to your bed, realism to your floor plan. Now you also can change the mode. So you can change it to a soft light. And it's supposed to be a little less intense than normal. So yeah, you're just adding shadow to that bed. Now wherever your sun is casting, that's the angle you can do your shadow in. This is just a model unit, so I didn't really think to put windows, but obviously by code you want to have a window in a bedroom. So you can do the same for the chair. You can just make a shadow like so, just around it, you know. Now for this chair, I don't want it to be above. You could move both of the layers. I'm just gonna make a new layer above the corner chair, and you can name it shadows as well. Shadow to whatever. This time I'm gonna color match to the chair, and I'm gonna make that color a few shades darker. I'm gonna change it back to normal light, and I'm gonna darken like so. Now I'm gonna make this a little lighter, the opacity, and I'm gonna dial my brush size down. So once again, you want to try to do this all in one stroke. So boom, we've added shadow and depth. We have added depth to the chair and shadow to the bed and the desk chair. So lastly, honestly, you just want to add your room name. You always want to have room names in, you know, your floor plans. Just press T on your keyboard. I prefer this font because it's literally the Flux Architects font, and you can watch my YouTube video on how to download this font to your Photoshop and in Revit. I will link those two below. So just click where you want it and, you know, type in your name, the room name. And I'm going to change this color. So I'm going to select it all and go up here and change it to black. Lastly, you can press the wand tool and eliminate the excess whiteness around. And that way you can import your image onto your presentations as a PNG. So thank you so much for watching. This is how you render a floor plan in Revit. You could also add a search top view of a laptop, you know, and add it onto the desk. You can search top view of flowers and add it onto the nightstands. Little details like that will really make your floor plan stand out from your peers. And I hope this video was very helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.